Where should we go next?
A&M.
Ooh.
Sink your teeth in, Ty.
Together. I'm rubbing my hands together, dog.
Yep. Dog.
You know, as I get older, grays start popping up in the temples.
Or maybe as the black hair starts showing itself. You got maybe more gray than black.
Where's my button at here?
Not talking about this.
Oh, I'm done. If you're watching this on youtube.com/solidverbal, you're seeing the same thing on my scalp. Yeah, continue.
As I get older, I am more and more drawn to teams with really good rushing attacks and really good defense.
Okay.
Like, if you give me 5 more years, I'm wearing the defense wears championships.
Defense wins championships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've got A&M in my playoff this year.
Okay.
I am really high
Not a crazy take.
on Texas A&M. They were 8-5 a year ago. The over-under is 8.5. I don't care about any of that. You kind of know where I stand based on this intro. I'm assuming that it's all going to click for Texas A&M. My biggest question about A&M this year is the passing game. Like, can Marcel Reed, who is the dude now, can he develop into more of a consistent passer, or are they going to need a game plan around?
Can he live up to his last name when it comes to evaluating defenses, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Okay.
On offense, it is a double-edged sword with this guy. He definitely needs to get better at working the ball down the field. He definitely needs to improve decision-making, especially under pressure. Don't we all?
But he's a true freshman.
But he's a true freshman, and he also was never officially given like the reins as the guy. It was always this timeshare, right? Now he's had a full offseason cycle to know he's the guy, for Collin Klein to know he's going to be the guy and put stuff in the playbook for him. So it's, probably not fair to be too critical of what we saw out of Marcel Reed.
Agree.
I think you're willing to live with some of that downside, though, knowing that the upside is he's a crazy good runner and he's an escape artist.
Yeah.
There's a lot to like with this game. So I think given the line, which is really solid, given the stable of running backs that he's got behind him, given that Collin Klein, I think, wants to prefer this style of football to begin with, I think they're going to give teams fits. And on the part 1 episode, I called them the Alabama of ULMs because I think they're going to run the crap out of the ball. I stand by that comparison.
Okay.
I think this is going to be a super duper physical rushing attack with a quarterback who, if improved, can make you pay if you start overcommitting.
Sure.
So I'm bullish. I am very, very bullish on Texas A&M.
All good points.
I think what I care most about is that last bit there, the overcommitting. And we've seen this time and again with a really good rushing attack and a quarterback who can put you on skates. If you've got a defense start to creep up, like, I don't care about the completion percentage. I care about not throwing interceptions, and I care about having some of that explosive pop in the passing game.
Yeah.
And I think this guy can give them both. The opportunities are going to be there. They don't have the receivers right now who can go up and win like the big jump balls. Not a big receiving core, but they do have guys that are burners who I think can blow the top off the defense. That's what I care about with this offense. That's what I hope that they are building with this offense.
Right.
And if they can succeed, then they might find themselves into the playoff.
Yeah, I'm just curious to see what the vision is for the offense, because if the clear strength is a deep running back room with LaShawn Daniels, LaShawn Daniels, I think, was an Iowa running back like 4 years ago. At least I caught myself. Rueben Owens.
No, it's
Amari
Rueben
Daniels.
Owens, it's Le'Veon Moss, it's
yeah.
Amari Daniels. It's a stable of running backs.
Yes, and obviously Reed can run well. The offensive line, while experienced, I think needs to go up another level, and you're right about the receivers. So it's just like, okay, Collin Klein has these ingredients. What does the meal look like? That's going to be super fascinating to me.
I think the line, it's all 5 starters back from the line. I agree they got to take a step forward.
Yeah.
But if they do, they could win the Joe Moore Award.
Sure.
There's just a lot, I think, to like, provided they assume that identity with this offense, which, again, I hope they do. Defensively, the issue last year was the secondary. They had a really good pressure rate from the pass rush, but they didn't convert those into sacks. And then you know what happens. Oftentimes, the secondary can't hold its own. You start giving up a bunch of big chunk plays.
Right.
this is not a case this year of like, oh man, new secondary, these guys gotta gel quickly. They're coming from UNC Wilmington.
They're all from UTEP.
And Temple and UTEP. We got 5 UTEP guys here again. That is not the case. The secondary is pretty much all back, including Will Lee, who I like.
Mm-hmm.
They added some experience via the portal, but I think there is enough experience back there that hopefully they can take a step forward as a group. It's not going to be a question of, are these guys going to mesh?
Mm-hmm.
And that is the story of the defense, frankly. It's having a lot back. It's the fourth most returning production in the country on the defensive side of the ball. That includes a great duo of Taurean York, of Scooby Williams at linebacker. That is a fantastic pairing. They did lose some along the line, but I think it's more of a reload than a rebuild. I am very bullish on A&M. I like offense. I like defense. I have minimal questions. I'm all in. I got him in the playoff.
Okay, so if you are enthusiastically and thoroughly horned up for A&M this year.
I am.
They go to South Bend week 3.
They do.
The intent of A&M's offense is probably going to be a little bit different than Notre Dame's, but you're still talking about great running back play.
Dude, that's the measuring stick. That's the measuring stick for both teams.
And also, if you're saying A&M has issues giving up too many plays downfield, buddy, Notre Dame has got you covered because they can't do any of that stuff. And they've got a new starting quarterback, excuse me.
They didn't last year.
Right.
I mean,
they haven't for a minute.
No. I mean, the road games are at ND week 3.
Mm-hmm.
They're at Arkansas. They're at LSU. They're at Mizzou. They're at Texas. And that Lone Star game, the rivalry game, is at Texas for the first time in a decade. So there will be stakes on that game late in the season.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that going into this. Clearly that one's going to be circled. But like to the point, there are going to be a lot of big games on this. The pivotal ones for me, I think the ones that define the season, clearly Notre Dame, week 3. That's the measuring stick to see how they stack up against another
right.
Really
last year was
team.
Elko's first game, week 1. Yeah, like it's a different scenario. Yeah.
They are home against Florida on October the 11th. They are home against South Carolina on November the 15th. Those 3 games in particular, totally separate from the road games that I mentioned a second ago.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the 3 that I am looking at, all right? So, yes, at Notre Dame, that one goes without saying, but home against Florida, home against South Carolina. I think the season tilts on those 3 games.
Okay.
For A&M. I'm going over. I have to go over. I said 8.5. If I've got them in the playoff, I've got them as like a 9 or 10 win team. I think a lot comes together. I like what they've got across the board. Maybe it's not a crazy take. You can call me crazy if you want. Let me know in the comments what you feel about Texas A&M, but I'm in.
A couple of those perhaps winnable games for A&M come at an advantageous spot. They have Auburn at home a week after Auburn is at Oklahoma. So some body blow theory there. They have Florida a week after Florida hosts Texas. So that's nice for A&M. That should be a fun game.
By the way, I love that you're doing this.
Yeah.
I love that you are going a level deeper and working out the matrix in your head for pretty much all of these power conference teams how the schedule sets up.
It's also, okay, so this is the SEC, so the counterpoint would be like, yeah, there's a bunch of really scary-looking teams and quality teams, so of course you're going to get somebody a week before or a week after or whatever. Mizzou doesn't. Some of these teams have great schedules. Tennessee's schedule's pretty good. So yeah, this is, I think, working to A&M's advantage because of the, if you are tired after playing Texas, if you are beat up after playing Oklahoma's defense, and then you're staring down an A&M team who just wants to gash you on the ground over and over again with a bunch of 21-year-old offensive linemen that can keep rotating in and out running backs that are going to gash you, it's potentially extremely bad news.
I couldn't agree more, and more to the point, that game on week 3 at Notre Dame is going to be a slugfest.
Yeah, smash burger.
It's going to be low scoring, and I'm not so sure that A&M doesn't come out of that one as the winner. I think that's going to be a hell of a football game.
So you've established Notre Dame's beating Miami week 1. You're on the record.
They are.
You're on the record. Miami. Tennessee's smashing Syracuse.
Yes.
What else have you said? What else are your early season guarantees? I forget now at this point. I'm very old. My graying temples.
I'd have to go back and check.
Oh, you did you say Texas is absolutely beating Ohio State? You said that.
Yeah, Texas is going to beat Ohio State. We know that.
Okay, on the road, week 1.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to remember your other mark me downs.
Yeah, we'll make a board when we get to the predictions episode. I'm going to get a whiteboard here behind me. We'll jot these down.
Love to hear it.
But that big one on September the 13th in South Bend, Notre Dame off a bye.
Yeah.
Tantalizing, to say the least.
Sure.
Certainly. I'm in on A&M. I'm in.
The obvious counterpoint, once again, is A&M doesn't win 9-10 games.
It is.
There's a lot of pressure. There always seems to be reasons why quarterback doesn't work out or defense doesn't work out or coaches don't work out. I like Mike Elko a lot. I think if there's a guy who can sort of buck that trend, I just think he's a really good coach.